What if Fujifilm's most anticipated camera isn't trying to win a spec sheet war at all? What if the next X Pro is being built to make photography feel more deliberate, physical, and addictive again? Welcome back to TechVibe. Today we're looking at the camera many Fujifilm fans have been waiting years to see, the expected successor to the X-Pro3, widely called the Fujifilm X-Pro4. Before the hype gets out of control, here's the key fact. Fujifilm has confirmed the X-Pro line has not been abandoned, but the company has not officially announced an X-Pro4 final specs, price, or release date. The X-Pro3 arrived in 2019, and in camera years, that is a long gap. Fujifilm has publicly explained that simply dropping newer electronics into the old body and calling it a successor would not be enough. Company executives have said the next X Pro needs to satisfy expert users and deliver something meaningfully different. That tells us the next model is not supposed to be a routine refresh. It has to justify the name, the weight, and probably a premium price. That is why the X Pro series still matters. It has never been the obvious Fujifilm camera for everyone. The XT line is more conventional. The XH cameras focus heavily on hybrid performance. The X100 series gives you a fixed lens experience in a compact body. But the X Pro occupies its own lane. Interchangeable lenses, a rangefinder-inspired shape, physical controls, and most importantly, a hybrid viewfinder that can switch between an optical view and an electronic one. For street, documentary, and travel photographers, that hybrid finder changes how you shoot. An optical viewfinder lets you see the world with almost no electronic barrier between your eye and the scene, while the electronic viewfinder gives you exposure preview, color, focus information, and the advantages of a modern mirrorless camera. If Fujifilm keeps that signature system, the next X Pro could remain one of the few cameras offering two distinct shooting experiences in one body. So what will Fujifilm actually change? A higher resolution sensor is an obvious possibility, but it is not confirmed. Fujifilm already uses 40.2 megapixel APS-C technology in current generation X series cameras. So many people expect the next X Pro to move beyond the 26.1 megapixel X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor inside the X-Pro3. But there is also a strong reason Fujifilm may wait for newer generation hardware instead of simply recycling today's platform. Faster readout, better autofocus behavior, improved power efficiency, and a more responsive camera could matter as much as the final megapixel number. Autofocus is another area where the next X Pro has a lot to gain. Modern Fujifilm cameras have moved well beyond the autofocus generation inside the X-Pro3, especially in subject detection and tracking. For street photographers, the dream is simple. Keep the tactile, almost analog shooting experience, but remove hesitation when a subject suddenly enters the frame. Better face and eye detection, more confident continuous autofocus, and stronger low-light focusing would make the next X Pro easier to trust in unpredictable situations. Then there is image stabilization. The X-Pro3 does not have in-body image stabilization, but Fujifilm has already proven it can fit stabilization into compact premium bodies, including the X100 VI. That does not confirm IBIS for the next X Pro, but it makes the idea more realistic. If Fujifilm adds it without making the body noticeably bulky, it could become one of the most meaningful upgrades in the series. Imagine using a compact prime lens at night, shooting handheld at slower shutter speeds while keeping that discrete street camera form factor. The rear screen may be even more controversial. The X-Pro3 used an unusual hidden LCD design that encouraged photographers to rely on the viewfinder instead of constantly reviewing every shot. Some people loved the philosophy, others found it frustrating. Fujifilm now has a difficult decision. Preserve that deliberately minimalist experience or introduce a more flexible screen for easier high and low-angle shooting. A refined hidden screen concept could keep the spirit of the X-Pro3 while solving practical complaints. Build quality will also be under the microscope. The X-Pro3 used a magnesium body structure with titanium top and base plates, reinforcing the idea that this was a premium tool. A successor will be expected to feel equally special. Weather resistance, durable controls, a strong shutter mechanism, and careful material choices will matter because this camera is likely to be carried every day. And let's talk about design, because Fujifilm would be taking a huge risk if it made the next X Pro look ordinary. The off-center viewfinder, clean front, tactile dials, and classic proportions are part of the appeal. The best outcome may be a smarter refinement, an improved grip, better button placement, a brighter hybrid finder, and a body that still makes you want to pick it up even when you have nowhere specific to shoot. Video should be better than on the X-Pro4 simply because the technological baseline has moved forward. But Fujifilm should be careful here. The X-Pro does not need to become an X-H2 with a rangefinder shell. Its identity is photography first. Strong 4K recording, modern codecs, better autofocus, and useful stabilization would be welcome, but not if video features make the body larger or more complicated. Battery life deserves attention too. Smarter power management could make a major difference for travel and documentary shooters. Nobody wants a beautiful minimalist camera that requires constant battery swapping during a day on the street. Now for release timing. As of August 2026, Fujifilm has not officially announced this camera. Current reporting and rumor coverage suggests the next X-Pro may arrive only after Fujifilm introduces its next-generation platform, with an X-T6 widely rumored to come first. That means anyone claiming a guaranteed X-Pro4 release date, final price, or complete specification sheet right now is getting ahead of what Fujifilm has actually confirmed. Even the final product name is not guaranteed. Price is equally uncertain. The X-Pro series has historically occupied Fujifilm's premium enthusiast territory, and a major new version with an advanced hybrid viewfinder. Premium construction, newer imaging hardware, and possible stabilization would not be expected to compete on budget pricing. The smarter question is whether Fujifilm can make it feel valuable enough that photographers accept the premium, and that may be the point of the wait. Fujifilm knows the next X-Pro cannot simply be faster. It has to feel different. In a market where almost every camera can produce technically excellent images, the X-Pro's advantage is emotion, the desire to carry it, the pleasure of looking through it, the satisfaction of turning a physical dial, and the feeling that the camera keeps you inside the moment instead of distracting you with menus. If Fujifilm combines that experience with modern autofocus, a next-generation imaging pipeline, stronger low-light performance, dependable stabilization, and a refined hybrid viewfinder, the next X-Pro could become one of the most desirable photographer-focused cameras in years. But if it becomes just another high-spec mirrorless body wearing retro styling, the long wait will be harder to justify. So here's the question. Should Fujifilm preserve the hidden screen and hybrid optical viewfinder? Or should the next X-Pro become more modern and practical? Drop your ideal X-Pro4 setup in the comments. If you enjoyed this rumor versus reality breakdown, subscribe to TechVibe, because we'll keep separating confirmed details from internet noise as this camera gets closer. Until the next shutter click, keep your gear ready, keep your eyes open, and remember, the best camera upgrade is the one that makes you want to go outside and create.